I've made numerous videos talking about how good of a year 2023 has been for role-playing games, and as we approach the end of the year, some of the best ones are still yet to come out. All of the RPGs I'm about to talk about have confirmed release dates either later this year or in 2024. At number 5, we have Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Now, hands down, this is the best Super Mario role-playing video game. The biggest and only real problem that's faced over the years is it's constantly increasing in price, giving less and less people a chance to play it. Ever since the pandemic, GameCube games in particular have seen a huge pricing boom, but Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door has been a victim to this more than most other games on the console, with a complete in-box copy now costing roughly $100 USD. Thankfully, Nintendo is finally remastering this game on the Nintendo Switch, so we will soon have a modern, accessible version of this game available for purchase at retail price. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door will release on the Nintendo Switch in 2024. At number 4, we have Star Ocean: The Second Story R. Now, this is a game that I'm really excited for because I've never really played any of the Star Ocean games, but I've heard only good things about them. JRPGs are a tricky genre because there are so many good ones out there, and unless your whole life is dedicated to gaming, it's unlikely that you've had the chance to play them all just purely because of a lack of time. Some franchises like Star Ocean and Dragon Quest have always managed to slip under my radar. Star Ocean 2 is widely regarded as the best game from this franchise, and with the beautiful HD 2D graphics they're using on this remake, I can't wait to give it a try. Star Ocean: The Second Story R releases on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Windows on November 2nd of this year. At number 3, we have Persona 3 Reload. Now, like Star Ocean, I haven't had a chance to get too deep into the Persona games. I'm currently playing through Persona 4 Golden on my Nintendo Switch and really enjoying it, but knowing that it's roughly a 100-hour journey is a little bit daunting. I always prefer to start off with the first game in a franchise so I can really see and understand its roots. Many people consider Persona 3 the first real Persona game, or at least the first one worth playing, purely because the style was completely different from Persona 1 and 2, which feel a bit dated and are really only for the hardcore fans at this point. People began speculating that this game would be re-releasing when Atlus re-released Persona 3 Portable instead of the full game last year, and those speculations were right. I think I've struggled with getting into these games because even though they are absolutely JRPGs at heart, they have a lot of life simulator elements, and as a now 26-year-old working professional, playing a high school student's life sim feels a bit weird to me. But in my opinion, Persona 3 does seem like the most interesting of the Persona games due to its overall gloomy atmosphere and dark aesthetic, which I'm always a sucker for. Persona 3 Reload releases on February 2nd, 2024 for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series, and Windows. At number 2, we have Super Mario RPG. Now, even though Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is notoriously the best Mario role-playing game, I am way more excited about Super Mario RPG, and here's why. Super Mario RPG is the only Mario role-playing game that was developed by Square, the makers of the RPG GOAT Final Fantasy. This game closely resembles those older Final Fantasy titles in a lot of ways, and up until the recent announcement, it was stuck in copyright hell and only really available on the Super Nintendo, meaning I've never had a chance to play the whole game. Now Square and Nintendo are finally on good terms again, and this game isn't just getting a remaster but a full 3D remake, making it look completely modern. Those old Super Nintendo JRPGs are always a bit of a grind, and I bet this new version will also feature a lot of quality of life improvements. Based on its unique story and feel, this is one of the games I've been looking forward to most since its announcement, and as it gets closer, I'm finding myself more and more excited. Super Mario RPG releases on the Nintendo Switch November 17th of this year. And last but certainly not least, at number 1 we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, the hype is absolutely real for this one. The first part of this trilogy, Final Fantasy VII Remake, was released back in 2020 and is honestly one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. Everything about it, from the combat to the story, is absolutely amazing. And from the looks of it so far, Rebirth is just going to continue with that excellence. A lot of people, including myself, are very curious to see how Square Enix goes about remaking or even potentially changing crucial parts in this epic story. Regardless of what they choose to do, I'll be buying and playing this game day one. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth releases on the PlayStation 5 February 29th, 2024. So there you have it. Those are 5 upcoming must-play RPGs. Did I forget to mention any that you're really excited about? Let me know in the comments section below, as I'd love to check them out myself. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more gaming news and retrospectives, and as always, take care and I'll see you in the next one.